Have you ever slept for 10 hours, but, woken up feeling more tired than when you went to sleep?
Oh, yeah. That is a very common feeling.
Right. Well, today we are going to explore exactly why that happens. And if you are listening to this right now, this conversation is going to be a little bit different. It is very special.
Yes, it is. We are looking at a comprehensive guide called Morning Habits That Change Your Life.
But we have designed this deep dive specifically to help you practice your English.
We absolutely have. We know many of you are learning, so we are going to speak a little more slowly today.
Right. And we will use simple, clear words.
Exactly. And, well, we want you to practice with us. When we introduce an important new word, we will stop for a moment. We will leave a short pause so you can practice saying the word out loud wherever you are.
So get comfortable. We actually have 15 specific habits from our sources to explore today. Now, I know that number sounds huge, but do not let it scare you.
Please do not feel overwhelmed by that. Our goal today is not to force you to do 15 new things tomorrow morning.
No, definitely not.
Our mission is just to discover how tiny, consistent morning actions can completely transform your energy, your mood, and your entire day.
Well, we really want to look closely at the why and the how behind these habits, right? We want to understand how the body and mind actually work together.
Absolutely.
I really like to think of a morning routine like warming up a car engine in the middle of a freezing winter.
Oh, that is a great way to picture it.
Yeah. You would not just go out in the snow, turn the key, and immediately drive onto the highway at full speed.
No, the oil is cold, the parts are stiff.
Exactly. Driving fast immediately would just ruin the engine. You have to let it warm up slowly before you ask it to work hard.
That analogy fits perfectly. The very first step to a good day is physically waking your body up, just like gently warming up that car engine. And the first habit to do that is waking up at a consistent time.
A consistent time, meaning the exact same time every single day.
Yes, even on the weekends. There's a deep biological reason for this. Inside your brain, you actually have a master clock.
A clock that does not wear a watch, I assume?
Right. It controls when your body releases chemicals that make you sleepy and chemicals that give you energy. In science, this internal clock is called your circadian rhythm. Paul.
Let me just make sure I have that. Your circadian rhythm, it is basically the internal manager of your body's energy schedule.
Exactly. And your circadian rhythm loves routine.
Okay, that makes sense.
When you wake up at the exact same time every day, your internal manager knows exactly when to send out the awake chemicals. Your body is ready for the day before you even open your eyes.
I have to be honest, I really dislike this rule. I want to challenge this one.
I thought you might.
On weekends, I want to sleep in. If I work hard all week, shouldn't I reward myself by staying in bed for 2 extra hours on Saturday? Does changing the time really cause a problem?
It actually causes a huge problem. It creates a feeling very similar to jet lag from flying across the world.
Wait, really? Just from 2 hours?
Yes. If you wake up at 7 o'clock during the week, but 10 o'clock on Saturday, your internal clock gets completely confused. It does not know if it should give you sleep chemicals or awake chemicals.
Oh, wow.
That is why you can sleep for 10 hours on a Sunday but still feel incredibly tired and heavy. A confused clock destroys your baseline energy.
So sleeping in actually steals my energy instead of restoring it. That is a hard truth to accept, but, well, it makes biological sense. What is the next physical habit for warming up the engine?
Habit number 2 is drinking a large glass of plain water immediately after waking up.
Just normal water?
Yes. Think about the physical mechanism here. You just spent 7 or 8 hours breathing out moisture and maybe sweating.
Right, but taking absolutely zero liquids in.
Exactly. Because of this, you wake up physically dehydrated. Pause.
Let's explain that word for our listeners. Dehydrated simply means your body has lost too much water and does not have enough to function well.
Yes. And your brain actually sits in fluid. When you are dehydrated, your blood is thicker.
So your heart has to work harder to pump blood up to your brain.
Precisely. This is why you feel that heavy mental fog in the morning.
I used to think of it like a thirsty plant that just needs a drink to stand up straight.
That is one way to look at it.
But I think a better way is like trying to wash a big pile of dirty dishes in the sink, but you only have a few tiny drops of water.
Ooh, that sounds frustrating.
Right. The sponge gets dry, the dirt just moves around, and everything feels sticky and slow. You cannot get the job done. Pouring water in the sink makes the system flow smoothly again.
That dishwashing analogy is brilliant. Water removes the friction in your body.
And it only takes 10 seconds to drink a glass of water.
Exactly. But it instantly helps your brain turn on. Now, habits 3 and 4 also focus on the physical body. Habit 3 is getting 5 to 10 minutes of morning sunlight.
Okay, and habit 4.
Habit 4 is engaging in gentle movement.
Let's talk about the sunlight first. Why does the light need to be from the sun? Can I just turn on the bright lamp in my bedroom?
A lamp is actually not strong enough. This goes back to our internal clock, the circadian rhythm.
Oh, right, the master clock.
When natural sunlight enters your eyes, it hits special sensors. These sensors send an electric message directly to the center of your brain.
What does the message say?
It says, "It is daytime. Shut down the sleep hormones immediately."
Wow. So, standing outside or just opening a window physically flips a switch in the brain. It is not just about enjoying the view, it is a biological command to wake up.
Exactly right.
And you mentioned gentle movement as habit 4. Does this mean I need to go for a long run?
Not at all. It could just be 5 minutes of stretching your arms and legs on the floor.
Just stretching.
Yes, because when you stretch, you increase blood flow to your muscles. This sends a signal back to your brain that your body is safe and active.
And how does the brain respond to that?
It responds by releasing chemicals called endorphins. These are natural painkillers and mood boosters.
Okay, so we have warmed up the physical car engine. We woke up at the same time, drank water to clear the sticky fog, saw some sunlight, and stretched to get some happy chemicals.
Our body is ready.
But here's where it gets really interesting to me. The mind. When my body wakes up, my mind instantly starts looking for problems.
That is perfectly normal. Human brains evolved to look for danger to keep us safe.
Right, which brings us to the next section.
Yes. Section 2 is all about shielding and clearing the mind. And habit number 5 is perhaps the most important one on the list.
Let me guess. Avoiding your phone.
You got it. Avoiding your phone for the first 30 minutes.
The phone. Oh, this is tough. Checking the phone is the very first thing most people do. I mean, sometimes I have to look at it because it is my alarm clock.
That is a very common trap.
Yeah.
Our sources actually suggest buying a cheap digital clock instead.
Just to keep the phone away.
Yes, because looking at your phone early is deeply harmful. When you open your email or social media, you instantly flood your brain with news, stressful work requests, and other people's emergencies.
Right, your nervous system is suddenly thrown into reaction mode.
Exactly. You get a spike of a stress hormone called cortisol.
I want to share a visual for this. Checking your phone first thing in the morning is like opening your front door, letting 100 strangers walk right into your bedroom, and allowing them to start shouting their demands at you.
That is an amazing way to picture it.
You would never allow 100 loud strangers in your bedroom in real life. But we do it digitally every morning.
That is a very powerful image. You are giving away the peace of your morning to strangers. So instead of the phone, habit 6 and 7 offer a better way to use those first few minutes.
Okay, what is habit 6?
Habit 6 is quiet time. Just 1 minute of deep, slow breathing.
Why does breathing slowly matter? I mean, I breathe all day long.
Because the speed of your breath controls your heart rate. When you take deep, slow breaths, your heart beats slower.
And a slow heartbeat sends a message to the brain.
Yes. It says, "We are safe. There's no emergency." You are training your nervous system to stay calm before the busy day hits you.
That makes a lot of sense. And habit 7.
Habit 7 is journaling. Taking a pen and writing down your thoughts. And again, keep it small. Just 3 simple sentences on a piece of paper.
I often struggle with this, to be honest. I stare at the blank paper and don't know what to write. What is the actual purpose of writing 3 sentences?
The purpose is to empty out your mental trash. If you have a busy mind, worries bounce around inside your head, taking up energy.
Right, they just loop over and over.
Exactly. By writing those worries down on paper, you physically move them out of your brain. You are telling your brain, "I have captured this thought. You do not need to hold on to it anymore."
So it creates empty, quiet space in your mind, taking out the mental trash. I really love that.
It feels great. And once the trash is gone, we have room for habit number 8.
Which is writing a simple gratitude list. 3 things you are thankful for.
Yes. And this is not just about feeling warm and fuzzy. There is real science here.
Right. I used to think of gratitude as just exercising a positive thinking muscle. But it is much more physical than that, isn't it? It actually changes the pathways in the brain.
It does. Your brain builds physical pathways based on what you do most often. If you always look for problems, your brain builds a wide, fast highway for negative thoughts.
But if you force yourself to write down 3 good things every morning,
Like, "I am thankful for hot coffee," or "I'm thankful for a warm bed," you start building a new highway. Over time, your brain learns to automatically look for good things.
so the body is energized and the mind is protected from the loud strangers on the phone. The mental trash is taken out.
Yes.
Now, we are ready to look outward. This brings us to setting up for daily success.
Correct. We are now prepared for habits 9 and 10, planning your top priorities and eating a nutritious breakfast.
Okay, let me push back heavily on the priorities here. The source material says we should only pick 1 to 3 top priorities for the day.
That is correct.
But shouldn't we try to get as much done as possible? If I only write down 3 things, I am leaving 10 things undone. That feels lazy to me.
I know it might feel lazy, but it's actually a strategy for high performance. If you write a list of 12 hard tasks, your brain sees an impossible mountain.
And it just gives up.
It releases stress hormones and your motivation drops. You feel defeated before you even start. But if you only have 3 important targets, your brain believes it can win.
And when you finish one of those 3 things, you get a chemical reward.
Exactly. We call those small wins. Finishing a task releases a chemical called dopamine, which gives you confidence and energy to keep working.
But you also need physical fuel to keep going.
Which is why habit 10 is eating a balanced, protein-rich breakfast.
Explain that for us. What should we eat and what should we avoid?
You want foods with protein and healthy fats. Things like eggs, plain yogurt, or nuts. You want to completely avoid eating a heavy amount of sugar in the morning.
Like sweet breakfast pastries, donuts, or pancakes with syrup.
Yes, avoid those completely.
But sugar tastes so good. And it wakes me up quickly.
It wakes you up very quickly because it floods your blood with energy, but your body does not like too much sugar in the blood.
So what happens?
Your body panics and quickly pulls all that sugar away. This creates a sudden, heavy crash. 2 hours later, you will feel completely exhausted.
I know that feeling.
Protein digests slowly. It gives you steady, calm energy for hours.
Steady energy prevents the crash. That makes perfect sense. All right. We're moving fast now. Habit 11 is making your bed.
Yes, making the bed.
Let me challenge this one too. Why make the bed if I'm just going to climb into it and mess it up again tonight? It seems like a waste of a minute.
It is not really about the blanket. It is about visual noise.
Visual noise.
Yes. Your brain has to process everything your eyes see. A messy room with clothes and blankets everywhere is like loud background noise for your eyes. It requires mental energy to look at it.
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
When you make your bed, you create a large, smooth area of visual order. Small order in your physical room creates small order in your mind. Plus, it is your very first small win of the day.
Okay, reducing visual noise. I can definitely accept that. What is habit 12?
Habit 12 is avoiding rushing.
Oh, this is the hardest one for most people. Mornings always feel like a race against the clock.
Rushing completely destroys a morning. When you are rushing to find your keys, looking at the clock, running to the door, your heart beats fast.
And your brain thinks a tiger is chasing you.
Exactly. Your body is flooded with the stress hormone cortisol.
So if you wake up late and rush, you ruin all the calm energy you just built.
You do. That is why waking up just 15 minutes earlier is a life-changing habit. Those extra 15 minutes buy you a peaceful nervous system.
We are at the final 3 habits. 13, 14, and 15. What are they?
Habit 13 is listening to something positive, an uplifting podcast or an audiobook.
Like listening to this deep dive right now. You are listening, you are learning English, and you are building good habits. It is like a beautiful morning duet.
It truly is. Positive audio fills your mind with good ideas. Habit 14 is connecting with someone you care about.
Like sending a short text message.
Yes, a kind text to a friend or giving your partner a hug. It builds a warm social connection early in the day, which makes us feel safe and grounded.
And the final habit, number 15.
Taking just 1 minute to review your long-term goals or your dreams. Before you walk out the door, remind yourself why you're going to work.
Remind yourself what you are building.
Yes, this refuels your internal motivation tank.
Refueling the motivation tank. I really love that concept. But, I have to stop you here. We just listed 15 different things to do in the morning.
We did list a lot.
Stretching, water, journals, making beds, sunlight. Even if they only take a few minutes each, 15 habits sound incredibly overwhelming for one morning.
I completely agree with you, and this is a very important point. The source material explains the architecture of habits. It tells us how to actually build this routine without failing.
Yes, please share the strategy, because if I try to do 15 things tomorrow, I will fail.
The strategy is called brick by brick. You absolutely do not try to do all 15 habits tomorrow.
No.
No. If you try to build the whole house in one day, you will quit by Wednesday.
So we start small.
Extremely small. You pick just 1 or 2 simple things. For example, you tell yourself, tomorrow I will drink a glass of water and I will make my bed. That is all.
And I just ignore the other 13 things.
Yes, you ignore them. You only do those two things until they become completely automatic. You do them until they require zero mental energy.
And then what?
Once the water and the bed are easy, you add one more brick. Maybe you add the 5 minutes of sunlight. Small, steady steps will always beat huge, difficult changes.
But life is not perfect. What happens if I oversleep? What if my alarm breaks, I am late for work, and I have zero time for a routine?
On those chaotic days, you just pick one single thing. Maybe while you're putting on your coat, you just take one deep, slow breath.
Just one breath.
Yes. Consistency does not mean perfection. Consistency just means you do not quit. You forgive yourself, and you simply return to the habit the very next day.
That is very forgiving and very realistic. Now, our sources reveal a really interesting plot twist here.
They do.
We have talked entirely about the morning, but the secret to a good morning doesn't actually start in the morning, does it?
No, it does not. A successful morning actually starts the night before. This is all about your evening preparation.
Like setting out my clothes.
Yes. Choosing your clothes, packing your work bag, or putting your coffee cup on the counter the night before.
But wait, why does that matter so much? It takes 5 minutes to pick my clothes at night and 5 minutes in the morning. It is the exact same amount of work, right?
It is the same amount of physical work, yes.
Yeah.
But it changes when your brain has to make a decision. Making choices requires brain energy.
And in the morning, your brain is just waking up.
Right. If you have to make 10 decisions, what to wear, what to eat for breakfast, where your keys are, you experience something called decision fatigue. Your brain gets tired from making choices.
So you are mentally exhausted before you even step outside. Preparing at night removes those decisions from the morning. It removes the friction.
Exactly. But there is also a deep mental side to evening preparation. It is about what we believe.
What do you mean?
Many people tell themselves, I am just not a morning person. My mornings are always a terrible disaster. The problem is this belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Pause.
A self-fulfilling prophecy. That is a fantastic phrase for our listeners to learn. A self-fulfilling prophecy means that because you strongly believe something will happen, your own actions actually cause it to happen. You create the future you expect.
Exactly. If you believe your morning will be a stressful disaster, you will probably stay up too late, sleep through your alarm, rush around, and drop your keys.
Your negative belief makes the stress happen.
Yes. But if you change your belief and tell yourself before bed, my mornings are calm, peaceful, and easy, you will naturally start to act calmly. Changing your belief changes your reality.
But let's be real for a moment. What do we do when we wake up and we just have absolutely no motivation? The alarm rings, it is dark outside, and we do not want to do any of our new habits?
This is where we learn the vital difference between motivation and discipline.
Okay, what is the difference?
Motivation is a temporary feeling. It comes and goes like the wind. Discipline is doing the action even when the feeling is completely gone.
But starting is so hard. Getting out from under the warm blanket is the hardest part.
Yes, it is. And the sources share a very clever trick to fool your brain. You must lower the barrier. You must make the habit so easy, it is almost ridiculous to say no to it.
Give me an example of lowering the barrier.
If your new habit is to exercise in the morning, do not wake up and tell your brain, I have to do a hard, painful 30-minute workout. Your brain will panic and tell you to stay in bed.
So what do I tell my brain instead?
You tell your brain, all I have to do is put on my workout shoes. That is it.
Just put on the shoes? I don't even have to exercise?
Right. Because once you stand up and put your shoes on, the hardest part is over. Your brain will probably think, well, I am out of bed and my shoes are on. I might as well stretch.
And then I might as well walk for 5 minutes.
Exactly. Making the first step incredibly tiny removes the fear of starting.
That is a brilliant psychological trick. Just put on the shoes, just pour the water, just open the notebook, make it so small you cannot fail.
That is the secret.
Well, we have covered so much wonderful ground today. Let's do a calm, gentle recap for our listeners.
Let's do it. The core takeaways are simple but profound. First, how you spend your morning sets the physical and emotional baseline for your entire day.
If you start in reaction mode, you stay stressed. If you start calm, you stay calm.
Second, consistency matters much more than perfection. Small, simple habits built brick by brick, like drinking water to clear the fog, or making your bed to reduce visual noise, are far more powerful than huge routines you only do once.
And third, remember that a peaceful morning really begins the night before. Protect your brain from decision fatigue by preparing your physical space, and protect your mind by expecting a calm morning.
Yes, prepare the night before.
Before we go, is there one final thought we can leave with our listeners? Something for them to think about on their own after this deep dive ends?
I have been thinking about how connected this all is. We look at mornings and evenings as separate things. But if our morning habits shape our entire day, and our evening routines and beliefs shape our mornings, then our lives are really just one continuous loop of how we transition between waking and sleeping.
One continuous loop. The end of one day is just the beginning of the next.
Yes, every night prepares the morning, and every morning prepares the day. It is an endless cycle. So the question I would ask you to think about is, how will you choose to step into your next loop tonight?
That is a beautiful and powerful question. How will you step into your next loop? Thank you for joining us today and for practicing your English with us.
We hope you feel encouraged, and we hope you learn some useful words. Remember, just pick one tiny brick for tomorrow morning.
We will see you on the next deep dive. Take care.